All right, people, my short-lived career with the Ford dealership here is done. Take this job and shove it.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
No more for me. And I'm not saying that all Ford dealerships are bad. This one, I mean, it's just a big corporate thing. I mean, I liked a lot of the people I work with. You know, my master tech was a very knowledgeable guy. He was also supposed to train me on the computer and some of these recalls and things that I haven't done before. And he has a lot of work of his guy's practically a shop manager down there. So, I mean, I pretty much had to learn most everything from the shop manual, the computer system, which wasn't great. And, you know, just the way that, and maybe this is a Ford thing, but the way that you punch in and out of jobs using your 7-digit employee number every single time, and, you know, the way the ROs are, just the antiquated computer system. I mean, that took better than a month itself just to learn all of that, not to mention the mechanic stuff I was supposed to do, and, you know, encouraging me to get certifications and things of this nature. But the biggest thing is the time, and how time is calculated, how techs are supposed to keep track of their time, how they're billed for time. And honestly, the fact that the computer system hasn't been updated, you know, the cynic in me is like, you know, that's probably a reason for that, right? Like, it's in their best interest not to make this thing user-friendly and efficient, right? Then they're, you know, they're able to take a little bit of time away from the techs as they try and figure out this antiquated computer system. And again, the dealership I worked for, pile of broken computers, and I'm not even kidding about that. I had to go through 3 or 4 of them just to find one that would work. And I'm like, why can't I bring my computer to work? I have a computer that's up to date. I bought it in, 2019. It's in good shape. No, you have to use their computers that are mostly broken. I'm not kidding. Stuff like that. And learning most of what I didn't know from the shop manual, which took a lot more time than I should have. You can't earn a living like that. That's what I'm saying. I was making like $15 an hour in my last pay period. And again, I have to give the shop props because they were very generous with training time in the beginning. They gave me training hours, which helped me get over that at least $20 an hour hump, you know. And there was holiday pay and all of that stuff, which was great. The healthcare wasn't great. I'll be honest, it was not a great healthcare plan. But yeah, so I was above the $20 an hour mark for a while there. And then, you know, recalls happened and warranty stuff, and I'm new. I had to rework some stuff. Yes, I made a few mistakes. I'm not perfect. So, and that's fine. All that's fine. But in an hourly shop, you're guaranteed an hourly wage. And if you can't guarantee me that hourly wage of $20 an hour, it's not worth it for me to come in and do this kind of work. It's very stressful. And I can make $15 an hour at a less stressful job than doing that. So I abruptly quit. All right. Master Tech was like, "Aren't you going to give 2 weeks notice?" It's like, no, dude. Like, I'm making $15 an hour, flat rate. My time is valuable. No, I'm not giving 2 weeks notice. I packed up my tools and boom, I was out of there. And so there you go. New adventures coming soon. What is Russ going to do next? I might get back into gig work, just because that was another thing about this. Again, 25 years I was self-employed. Mostly sales stuff. But it was kind of like gig work for a big chunk of my work life. And yeah, my customers were my boss, but I really didn't have someone, and I'll say it this way. I didn't have another good, thinking of Tim, my friend Tim, with used to be Astral Automotive, online mechanic, right? My buddy. Anyway, he some of his stuff too. Scotty Kilmer used to have that sign that said "Live free or die." there's something to that. And my friend Tim talking about, you know, being the master of your own domain. But see, that's harkening back to where I used to be. And that was stressful, and it was hard, and it was scary, and there's a lot of faith involved, and, you know, not knowing, you know, what's going on the next day, or it's just you and your little business, and that's how it goes. And I like that. I think I thrive on that a lot more. So maybe it's just jobs. Like, that's a big part of the stress. Like, you want me to show up at what time? Every day? Ugh. And then Saturday. And that was a big part of why I quit. So, shop manager brings us in, not the shop manager, actually the general manager of the dealership. He has these little meetings, and a lot of times they don't go real well, from what I've heard. So this was my first, there was a meeting that I wasn't invited to when I was new, if that's anything. So now that I've been there for a little while, you know, I'm invited into the meeting, and the guys try to rally people to work Saturday. And I'm like, I got stuff to do, man. I got a 100-year-old house. It's like having a part-time job, right? I'm not coming in Saturday. And then I brought up the fact of my raising my concerns about flat rate and understanding how flat rate works in this antiquated computer system, not to mention the warranties, recalls, customer pay, all that stuff different. He's like, well, just get with your... I go, he's busy, right? He's busy. So there's that. And then it was like, and then his attitude was, and I this is what he said, all right? He said, Russ, you're just going to have to bend over and take it for a while. That's what he said to me. This is just how it is. And he's military background. Like, I get it. Men in, you know, mechanic shops, talking to other guys like that. Like, just this dangling the carrot. Like, eventually, Russ, you're going to learn the ropes, and you're going to make time. And when you did make time, you made more money. And it's just the back and forth. And I worked commission sales, man. That's nothing compared to this. This isn't the military. I'm not a freaking private in your little war. This is my job, and I don't give a tiny rat's behind about taking one for the team, or, I mean, just the whole bending over and taking it part. It's just like, no. So Monday morning came along, packed up my tools, and I'm gone. So anyway, I just wanted to share that little vlog here about leaving Ford, leaving this crazy dealership that has over 140. The owner has over 140 dealerships nationwide. I like the people there. They're just all in the same boat, where this big corporation really doesn't give a tiny rat's behind about its employees, and they just have to kind of make do with what they have in the parameters and rules of, you know, trying to be profitable, I suppose. That's my 2 cents, just my opinion, and I'm out.